What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Peabody back with another reaction, man. But this reaction video right here is a little different. This one right here is about all the kids that's going missing in Virginia. Nobody knows what's going on. It seems like 50 kids went missing in one day. This video go talk about it. We go deep dive into it, see what's going on, man. Get some ideas, get some photos out there, and try to find some of these kids. But if you like the video, man, make sure you hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And let's get into it, man. Let's go.
We are going to be looking at some disturbing videos, strange and odd news stories, and as always, let's go ahead and get right into today's video. So we definitely have another bizarre news story to talk about today, and the deeper you go down this rabbit hole, the more bizarre it actually gets. So people all across different social media platforms are saying how Virginia has a major missing children's problem, and that they're not just runaways, but they're actually being abducted, being kidnapped. Now, while I was browsing X this morning, I was coming across these posts. Take for example this post right here. 158 kids missing in Virginia since January. 50 children have gone missing in the state of Virginia in the past 10 days alone. No Amber Alerts, no news stories, and this person goes on to question whether it's trafficking. The kidnappings are near water.
Listen, man, 158 kids from January to now. That is a lot of children. Where are these kids? From a man that has kids, this shit right here hits home, man. Don't play about my kids. Don't play about my family. That's why, man, when your kids are out, when you're out with your kids out in these public places, keep your kids close to you. Eyes on your kids at all time, man. This shit's not a game.
This person replied to this post with an answer from Grok. Now, me personally, I don't like using AI for answers, but that's just my own personal opinion. This person says, I tried looking up the stats and I had a hard time finding them. Grok says it's even worse than we thought. These quote-unquote people need to be dealt with. So Grok's response was, the post highlights an alarming trend of 39 children missing in Virginia over the past week, including 19 in the last 5 days. With no Amber Alerts issued suggesting potential gaps in the state's response system, data from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children indicates 364 missing children in Virginia since January of 2025, supporting the urgency. It goes on to say proximity to water bodies like Virginia Beach and Norfolk, noted in the post, aligns with research on human trafficking patterns where coastal areas are high-risk zones due to smuggling routes. It also goes on to mention how there's an absence of mainstream news coverage when it comes to these missing kids. But again, this is not me using Grok, this is this person's response to this other individual's post. But if you are a person that swears by AI for answers, it does seem like it does agree with these people when it comes to them saying how Virginia has an odd problem when it comes to missing children. But just to reiterate, and you can do this research yourself, this is not just something that's coming from social media or was started by social media. This is actually something that's coming from the website, the Missing and Exploited Children. They are the ones that are saying that all these children are missing and they're giving this certain time frame. Another thing too is that this website for Missing and Exploited Children also gets updated regularly. And outside of X, you have people on other social media platforms also talking about the missing kids and how there's a lack of media coverage. This video comes from the Jody69.
Why is there media silence when there is a major story like this? Over 50 children have been abducted in the state of Virginia. From August 1st through today, there are over 50 children that have been abducted in the state of Virginia. There is complete radio silence when it comes to this issue, from top officials to officials in the state to the media. No coverage whatsoever. Take a look at this. Just take a look below at all of these children that are missing. Just complete and utter radio silence from the media. Have you heard about these missing children? Have you seen this anywhere other than on social media platforms? If you recognize anyone in any of these photos and know anything about their whereabouts, contact your local officials. We have to start making some noise about this. Have to make this go viral. Everyone, take a look at these pictures. Pause. See if you know anyone or recognize anybody. This is just unbelievable and tragic at the same time. Look at this. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. Heartbreaking is what it is. Heartbreaking. So once again, I will reiterate, this needs to go viral. People need to see this. We need to bring awareness to an abduction in the state of Virginia of 50 children.
This news agency, WTKR3, it sounds like they gave a little pushback to what the police had stated when it comes to these missing kids.
Children in Virginia disappearing this summer because of mass abductions. Virginia State Police say no, but that doesn't mean there's not cause for concern. You see, dozens of videos from everyday people have gone viral on social media suggesting children recently reported missing in Virginia are victims of mass abductions. Virginia State Police say there's no evidence that that is actually happening. They keep track of missing people across Virginia, including children, but what I can confirm is still concerning. State police say 88 children were reported missing in Virginia from August 3rd to August 9th. I know that number is startling, but state police say that's on average for this time of year, and many of those children are missing because they ran away from home. And usually, they return home not long after being reported missing. However, this is not to downplay the importance of finding them. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children told me about the dangers those children still face.
This is a great video because there are calls, and I'll get into this a little bit later on in the video, but there are calls to stop police from calling missing children just runaways, but nobody's really buying the fact that nearly 88 kids have ran away from home between August 3rd and August 9th. This eerily reminds me of that movie Weapons that just came out, where all these children at a certain time just ran away from home. And I saw the movie myself. I'm not going to spoil anything, but there is a lot of predictive programming. And I've been saying for quite some time, a lot of these movies that we think are fictional are really the truth in plain sight.
Yo, he just said something that I've been saying for a very long time. I know some stuff they put in movies is so far-fetched, you don't want to believe it. But then you have to sit back and think about it. A lot of these movies tell you what the hell is going on in the world. They put it right in your face. But since it's in the movie, they automatically think you're not going to believe what they're saying or portraying just because it's in the movie. It's entertainment, you know? But I said it all along, man. There's messages in all of these movies these people put out, man. They know something you don't, but they trying to tell you right to your face through movies, videos, whatever the case may be, man. They put it right in your face. It's just up to us to catch on. Well, catch, you know what I'm saying? But on the flip side, this is bad, man. There's a lot of missing kids.
Another thing is, with all these missing kids, people are asking, well, why aren't the parents going on the news? Why aren't the parents speaking out and asking, where are my kids? We don't know if the parents are being told that they can't speak. We don't know if they're being threatened, because even if this is just a rumor, like the police are saying, even though the Missing and Exploited Children's website is saying something different, there is still the fact that children are indeed missing in Virginia, whether they're being abducted or not. But here's where things start to take a weird turn. A lot of these videos, a lot of these posts are being flooded with either people or bots saying how this is fake news, it's fake, there would be no way 100 people would go missing. I mean, it sounds fake and suspicious and not a true story. This individual says over on Facebook, anytime somebody posts a picture and a name of a missing child taken directly from the Exploited Children's website, there will be people leaving comments saying how they're that child's relative and that child is not missing. Take, for example, this child right here, Kanari Miller. It still has her missing on the missingkids.org website, but as you can see in this comment right here that was replying to this post, they say she's not missing. Now, while you do have people giving pushback saying what's happening to these missing children in Virginia is just a hoax, it's just a trend, they're not being kidnapped, you even have news and media getting involved saying they're not being kidnapped, and I'll get into that a little bit later. But there was a story that broke out on August 1st at a Virginia mall where this individual with over 30 prior criminal cases tried to abduct this child in broad daylight. Matter of fact, this area inside the mall was a popular play area for children. He actually snatched the child and took off with her and made it to the upper level of the mall before the parents stopped him. Virginia Enforced Safety President Sean Kennedy told
Before the parents stopped him? Bro, on my life. If you tried that with my kids, I swear on my life, you would have been unalive that day. You would have been unalive. Trying to snatch my child and get away, but then you let me catch you? It would have been a bad day for you, man. I promise.
7 News he was stunned by how quickly the abduction happened. It's striking that somebody could do this in broad daylight and no one would notice. This can happen right under people's noses and no one would know the better. The point is, if somebody with over 30 criminal cases, and some of those perhaps against children, can roam inside a mall and easily snatch one of these kids in broad daylight in a very popular area of the mall, what's that to say about these other kids that are roaming the streets at night, perhaps by themselves at night? Somebody or somebody's could be watching them because they believe they are an easy target. And a lot of these people that have criminal cases against children, a lot of them, and they're still allowed to roam free without any jail or prison time, are working for some pretty high up people. So after this incident, people in this location are very worried about just how easy it is for somebody to come along and snatch a child in broad daylight. So now people are noticing how ice cream trucks in Virginia are operating at night, even up to midnight. Now, I'm not saying that these ice cream trucks are doing anything illegal, but you do have people saying, why are they operating during times where there shouldn't be many kids in the streets? Are they looking for kids wandering by themselves, kids that really have no place to go? They are wandering the streets, or perhaps kids making their way back home and they're picking them off by themselves.
No cap, man. 9 o'clock at night. Why are you riding around in the ice cream truck, bro? 9 o'clock at night? Who you think outside? Granted, some kids might be still running around and hope to God that their parents are close by. You know what I'm saying? But 9 o'clock at night, should have no ice cream truck riding around still trying to sell ice cream to kids, man. Kids should be in bed playing their video games or something, man. Come on, bro.
But I did find a very interesting Reddit post that goes back 9 months ago that talks about how there are illegal ice cream trucks in Virginia. For example, this post right here that says, "The other day I was buying an ice cream from a Mr. Softy. A guy pulled up in a car that had the City of Alexandria emblem on the side. He started talking to the driver for a while, and after a few minutes, I heard him say, 'I'm going to call the police and have them pull you over.' And then he started taking pictures of the driver and the license plate, Maryland. The truck driver started driving off and the city employee took off in hot pursuit." They also go on to say, "Is it possible the Mr. Softy was operating without a permit, something else? Just wondering if anyone has any idea what might be going on here." Now at the time they thought it might be operating without a permit, but it's definitely a very interesting post, especially given the fact of what people are talking about today with these ice cream trucks operating at very odd times and these missing children. And also the ice cream truck had out-of-state license plates. People in other states outside of Virginia are also noticing that ice cream trucks are coming out very late in their locations. Like for example, this video right here that shows an ice cream truck operating at 11 p.m. in Ohio, a state that has a high number of missing children.
It's about 11:30, and there's an ice cream truck man
Bro, 11:30? 11:30 p.m. and there's an ice cream truck. What?
Outside. Why? Why at 11:30?
And not to mention, them blasting the ice cream music, bro. Come on, dog.
Pretty weird. 11 o'clock. And there's Ice Cream Man. Strange.
But when it comes to these ice cream trucks and these missing children, this is only one theory about what's taking place here. But when it comes to the police, the authorities, news, and media, they again are saying everything that we're hearing about these missing kids is just a hoax. For example, reading this article from 13 News, which was published yesterday, it goes on to say that if you're on social media and live in Virginia, you may have seen viral videos circulating about mass kidnappings across the state. Videos about missing children have racked up millions of views, with some claiming that 50 kids have vanished in the past 10 days. Now, here's the thing. Now, I've been looking at a lot of these videos that are circulating about these missing kids, and not many of them are getting high views, and it seems like a lot of them are being suppressed. The article continues to say, according to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, 39 children have gone missing across the state between August 1st and the 13th, but according to Virginia State Police, the cases are not connected to kidnappings, and that statistic doesn't represent an unusual spike. Virginia State Police is not investigating any reports of mass abductions in Virginia, nor is there evidence of mass abductions occurring in Virginia, VSP said in a statement on Wednesday. The number of children currently reported missing is actually below average. According to their statistics, the average number of children missing each week in the state is 98. From January, VSP said 3,274 total children were reported missing. Only 4% of those are still missing now. But like this person says right here, 4% is still 130 kids missing since January. So I really don't know, but not always are the police, news, and media truthful in these matters. Like when I was covering that story about the bodies being recovered at Lady Bird Lake, every time a body was recovered, the police would say that that person ended themselves, even though some of the victims were found to have their feet and hands bound behind their backs, and they were beaten before they were dumped into the lake. And some of those people, again, police said they ended themselves. So when police, news, and media deem something to be so, it doesn't mean we should automatically turn away from something. But yes, when it comes to social media, there's also that aspect too of people just doing things for views, clicks, and clout. But there's also the fact that police will label children as just runaways, and they'll go into lower priority when it comes to looking for them. Half the time when they're labeled runaways, they stay missing forever and their cases are never updated. This article from the Columbus Dispatch talks about just that, how thousands of children were missing in Ohio in 2024. More than half were labeled. More than 16,400 Ohio children were reported missing to Ohio law enforcement officials. Over half of them were labeled runaways, a term that national children's organizations have stopped using and that advocates warn is misleading and can lead law enforcement and others to deprioritize cases. Despite that, the state and Ohio law enforcement officers continue to use the term, as noted in the 2024 Missing Children Clearinghouse annual report from Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost's office. Then, like I said previously, we have the judicial system, we have these judges, these courts, letting these offenders, sometimes repeat offenders, go off the hook just so they can go ahead and roam again to harm another child. I made this video not too long ago on my other channel, Seconds of Horror, about this individual right here, Solomon Galligan. This news story is absolutely insane for multiple reasons. This video comes from Fabio.
What the hell is going on with this world? A judge just released this man, Solomon Galligan, who is 33 years old, a registered ex-offender, after he just tried to kidnap and abduct Some of these kids, an 11-year-old boy he had in his arms in Colorado at school. And only reason the kid got away because he tripped over a blanket that he was carrying. I don't care what they were talking about, saying he was mentally incapable of standing trial. Just to look at this man's face says he did it. This is so disgusting and I can't stand it. These guys get off with a slap on the wrist while people with minor offenses get way more time than these individuals. And a monster just like this should never be released. He should just get 25 years for them looks alone. It's straight up creepy. And I don't care about nothing. People need to speak up and make these judges accountable. People are getting hurt out there, especially our kids.
So it's stories like these that prove just how evil and dark this world happens to be, and kids have no hope, on top of what's currently going on in the government with the whole trafficking that supposedly now no longer happen. But this entity was accused of attempting to kidnap an elementary school student during recess last year, and is expected to, like you heard, have the charges dropped because he was deemed not mentally fit to stand trial. But here's the thing. So this 11-year-old boy completely identified this horrific individual who tried to grab him, but not only that, this individual also has a history, a criminal history, which does include a 2012 conviction for failing to register as an offender. But here's the cherry on the top. He also had 4 criminal cases. One of them, I do believe, also again involving children, and all 4 of these criminal cases throughout the state had all been thrown out. All 4 had been thrown out not because he didn't do it, but in each case, mental competency had been raised. He is ordered to go to a mental health facility, but he just goes out and offends again, and most recent was him trying to grab this 11-year-old boy, which this boy described him having this white powder, this white substance on his face, and reeking like alcohol. So they're just going to go ahead and keep letting him roam free until, I guess, eventually a child ends up losing their life, and then maybe, just maybe, they'll take it more seriously then. Who really knows?
There is a mass kidnapper in Virginia claiming several children were abducted in the last 10 days.
Brianna Fallon joins us in the studio now to verify if these claims are true. Brianna, what did you find out?
Dana, Janet, I can assure you that Virginia State Police are not investigating any reports of a mass kidnapper today. In fact, they say they want to debunk any viral claims relating to the alleged kidnappings in the state.
Please be careful. Please make sure that you are staying aware.
Take a good look at your screen here. These are some of the many videos that quickly spread on TikTok, creating several conspiracies of a mass kidnapper on the loose.
Those kids that are missing in Virginia are definitely being trafficked.
However, according to Virginia State Police, that's not true. They say they're not even seeing a spike or surge in missing children. VSP says last week, 88 children were reported missing to the Virginia Missing Children's Clearinghouse. That's 11 less reports than the 2025 weekly average. But according to VSP, most of those children reported missing are runaways, noting many returned shortly after their family reports them missing. Even though VSP says there's no investigation into any mass abductions, they want to remind folks to always take
So listen,
caution
I
to keep
decided to do
children
my
safe.
own research, and either missingkids.org is not updating their website or something really is being covered up, because over 100 children have either been runaways or gone missing since June 1st to the current date. So the math is not mathing. If there are no reporting, why are all these kids on a website that's supposed to keep us current on the children that are missing and exploited in either city or state? So in my opinion, dig deep. And then when you dig deep, dig deeper, because something is definitely going on in the state of Virginia. Even if it was just runaways, it's a mass number of runaways in just a 2-month span. Be safe and God bless.
There is a mass kidnapper in Virginia.
But at the end of the day, no matter if, these kids being kidnapped is the rumor itself, there is definitely a discrepancy in numbers between the police, what the police are reporting, and what this website, the Missing and Exploited Children, are reporting.
All right, man, that wraps up that video, man. It's safe to say, stay vigilant. Keep your eyes open. Watch your surroundings. Protect yourself, protect your kids. And if you like the video, man, make sure you hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, man. Until next time,